Interesting how they correlate the yen to the American dollar. Ooh, and the euro always plays a part. International budget reform is the way to go. Oh, sorry. Welcome to the wrestling show, emulating live from the epicenter of awesomeness here in Tampa, Florida, host of the Super Bowl. I wanted to do a serious episode because I got a few messages saying your shows are alright, but you're a little too goofy, spread your knowledge. I've got knowledge too, okay? I've been watching it for 15 years. I'm not going to say I'm the smartest or all-around guy. You know, I backyard wrestled for 10 years, so I got a handle on it. You know, it's wrestling. You'll disagree with this. That's okay, you know. It's just something I came up with. A list of influential wrestlers. Left somehow just came up with some 13 wrestlers. Gourgeous George. Precursor to Ric Flair. Back in the 50s, 60s, no one had a gimmick. It was, I wear black trunks. The other guy like, I wear white trunks. And that was pretty much it. 30-minute headlocks and all that. Gourgeous George was like one of the first gimmick wrestlers, okay? You know, he had his little Washington wig on. Well, it wasn't Washington wig, but it looked like a wig with curler. You know, he had his hair in curler, excuse me. He just came out like, I'm a pretty boy and I'm all rich. And his little escort manager would always like spray sanitizing and perfume in different corners of the ring. Like, you know, oh, I'm Gourgeous George. Ew, this ring stinks of body odor, you know. And, yeah, today that would be stupid, you know. It'd be pulling like a Rene Dupree or something. Look, Fifi, and I'm going to do the little dance, okay, you know. But back then that was cool. And it's still cool now, you know, because it's Gourgeous George. Enough said about him. Research him. Ricky Steamboat. Or Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, depending. Even when WWE watered down his gimmick. Still great wrestler. You know, you could kind of see he was influenced. Fast-paced, but he could also technical wrestler. Great matches with, you know, Randy Savage. That had to be hard. Ric Flair. I think he wrestled Mr. Perfect before. Stone Cold. He wrestled Stone Cold. Lots of great matches. Great wrestler. Didn't really get a run with much, except the NWA title. But he's influenced, you know, a lot of wrestlers of today. And he produced a son that's wrestling, so it seems a common theme also on my list. A lot of them have sons in their 20s, so, you know, you can't always go off the name, but let's see what happens. Sting. Woo! You know, whether he's colorful Sting, that, you know, part of the Blade Runners with... oh my. Wasn't he part of, like, the Blade Runners with, Jim Hellwig or whatever? The Ultimate Warrior! That's right, before Warrior did steroids. They were like a tag team. I'm pretty sure they were a tag team. But I know they used to come out with the same gimmick. So wouldn't Sting sue Ultimate Warrior for like stealing his gimmick? You know, I don't know. And then you got the black and white kind of brooding Sting. Kind of was a interesting character during the height of the wrestling wars. Definitely brought a lot to the table. Still kind of does to TNA. He shouldn't have the title. Maybe he could wrestle occasionally, but I think he should just be kind of a behind the scenes. I mean, help with the storylines. By God, help with the storylines and just the gimmicks. He could do a lot more, I think, behind, but I don't know. Good promos too. Ric Flair. Enough said. He's influenced everybody and done it all. He's a great wrestler, though he never showcased it because he basically got stuck in his rut, you know, of his like 8 moves and his falling on his face, you know, figure 4. He could wrestle, he just, especially on his later days, I mean, all he had to do was 5 moves. Maybe that's all he could do, you know, as he got older. But when he was younger, with Steamboat and all, he could wrestle. I know everyone just thinks all he does is dance around and figure. Great wrestler, okay? Hart family, couldn't decide on Owen or Bret, or even any of the other, you know, half brothers or anything, or the nieces or nephews or anything. You know, you got Teddy Hart, Natalie Neidhart, etc. They've always seemed to like the Von Erichs, always being in a lot of controversy. Were great wrestlers, but always seemed to, it was either controversy or family tragedies that would always kind of break the family down. So, I don't know, maybe it's the curse of wrestling that kind of brings family down, or just the lifestyle